Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. It's been basically 3 months since tumanggap ng application sa IRCC for the caregiver program. Yan po yung permanent resident on arrival yan. So anyway, 3 months have passed, and naku, I'm sure merong ilang mga nag-aalala kasi since then wala pa raw silang naririnig from IRCC. So makiki-update tayo dito sa ating suki patungkol sa pathway na yan, sa caregiver program. Si Miss G, it's been a while. Geraldine Valyarail ng GH3 Immigration. Hi, Miss G!
Hi, Miss Ina. Na-miss kita?
Oo nga, na-miss ka din kita. Sabi ko, ito totoo, it's really been a while since we had an episode with you. But of course, ikaw lang ang unang talaga pumapasok sa isip ko kapag merong nagtatanong sa akin tungkol sa caregiver program. Actually guys, sabi ko kay Miss G, meron kasi ako napapansin sa comment section ko sumusulpot. I assume these are people waiting for any update on the caregiver program, yung mga nakapag-successfully pasok ng kanilang applications. So it turns out, Miss G, medyo mabagal ang movement. Wala pa talagang big update. What can you tell us? What are you telling your clients too, na alam ko, no, marami kasing na ipasok na application si Miss G dyan?
Oo, yes. Medyo, like what I promised sa mga aplikante, no, from my end, regular talaga ang updates sa binibigay natin, or we are closely monitoring talaga yung application. No, it's almost on a daily basis, I would say. Chine-check natin yan. Kasi, I'd say, minsan nagme-mintis din yung, minsan hindi nare-receive yung email notification from IRCC. So, kaya direct from the portal, chine-check talaga yan to make sure na wala tayong ma-miss na information or instructions from IRCC. And unfortunately, until this time nga, no, wala pa ring movement ang mga application. However, sabi ko nga kanina, nag-join tayo ng mga groups, no? And then merong lumalabas sa mga responses, but specific dun sa mga walang status, out of status applicants. If you remember, there is a special application dun sa mga walang status. Sila yung iba sa kanila naka-receive ng AOR or yung tinatawag na acknowledgement of receipt from IRCC.
Oo, balikan lang natin ng konti. I think they allocated more than 100 slots, no, for out-of-status caregivers. So, sinasabi ni Ms. G, so far, ang nababalitaan niya, ang nakakakuha na yung ilan sa kanila ng AOR or yung acknowledgement of receipt. So, Ms. G, yung mga, yung hindi out-of-status, talagang ordinary applicants, although many are also here, Ms. G, baka iniisip nila there's something wrong with their application dahil ni AOR 3 months na wala pa silang nakukuha. Should they be worried?
So, I would say no. Pero of course, nakaka-worry yung alam mong malapit nang matapos yung validity ng permit mo. Now, what you will do next. Pero siguro, para malaman lang din ng mga aplikante, now, generally, IRCC follows a structured process. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na governed by Section R10 of the IRPR. No? So, i-check na muna ng IRCC yung application and if it is complete, and then nakapasok ba siya sa program intake cap. So, kung kompleto, nakapasok sa cap, then that is the time na expected na makareceive ng AOR. The completeness check muna. And then after that, hindi pa tapos ang laban. Now, once you receive the AOR, then that is the time na i-assess ng visa officer or ng IRCC na kung talagang eligible ba ang application for PR.
In your experience sa dating mga pilot programs for caregivers, Ms. G, ganito rin ba yung timeline nila back then, if you would, still remember? Ganito rin ba?
Actually, inabot talaga ng taon. I didn't have any application na hindi inabot ng less than 1 year. No, because if you remember, that was a time kasi na medyo may yung COVID, the pandemic time.
Okay.
So that also affected the processing time. But I remember during the launch ng caregiver program, ito nga ang home care worker, so sinabi naman ng IRCC and they promise a faster processing time. So yeah, I'm still hoping for that.
Okay. So, now, nabanggit mo, Ms. G, kanina, there are some applicants for the caregiver program na nandito na sa Canada, let's say, naka-PGWP or other status na baka, ito na, kasama sila dun sa nangangambang mawala ng status sa kahihintay. Ano ang advice mo sa mga ito, let's say?
Yeah, marami.
2 months na lang or next month, ganyan, anong dapat nilang gawin?
Oo, maraming nag-reach out sa atin. No? Even my own applicants or yung mga applicants na nag-submit ng sarili nilang application or kahit pa, I don't know, somehow, marami rin nag-reach out sa akin na even my consultants sila na nag-submit ng kanilang application is still they're coming to me and asking na yun nga matatapos na raw yung validity ng permit nila, how can they maintain their legal status in Canada, no? And it's still maintaining your eligibility nila for that caregiver program. So, ang first suggestion ko dyan is i-approach nila yung employer nila na nag-support sa application, no, for the caregiver program na mag-apply ng LMIA.
Okay.
Or LMIA. So, it is also important to note na mag-apply ng work permit while your current permit is valid. So you can take advantage yung new policy, recent policy na inilabas ng IRCC na sinasabi na if ever you are transitioning to a new employer, you can immediately start work as soon as you submit ang work permit.
Go ahead. Yung sinasabi ni Ms. G, sige, meron akong episode yan, guys, ano? You don't have to worry if you are on a closed work permit dahil may bagong policy ang IRCC that will allow you to move to a different employer. Okay, but panoorin nyo na lang yung episode na yan. Kasama ko dyan si Dayanara in Puerto Bandiga, I think sometime last week. So, pwede nilang gamitin pala yun, Ms. G. Okay.
Pwede yun. That also includes yung mga naka-PGWP na transitioning sa closed work permit or yung mga naka-spousal open work permit na transitioning din sa LMIA-based or closed work permit. Yeah, that will apply. So, please remember then na kung magpapalit kayo ng employer. So, let us say, it happens naman talaga kung sino yung dineclare nyo na employer at the time of your caregiver application, then sabi nila, oh, sorry, we are not ready to apply for the LMIA. No? Kung magpapalit kayo, again, that same employer na dineclare nyo sa application nyo, it makes sense na i-update ang IRCC about it through the web form. No? Pwede nyo silang i-update through the web form.
I see. Ms. G, ito ang tanong. Dun sa employer na kasama, sinasabi nila dun sa application nila, what if for some reason nga, they say, naku, hindi pa kami ready mag-apply ng LMIA for you right now. Does that happen? Do you think that could happen?
Yeah, it happens kasi
ano gagawin?
Kasi sometimes, di ba, medyo nagkakaano rin, breaking the relationship, we could say, no? Nangyayari talaga yon. Then kailangan humanap ng bagong employer na makakapag-provide ng LMIA. So remember, there is, refusal to process ngayon sa LMIA, di ba?
Oo.
Pero hindi kasama doon ang caregiver. Child care and the home support worker. Hindi kasama yan sa refusal to process ng LMIA. And with my recent experience, yung latest ko na in-apply ko ng LMIA for a home support, no, it only took, I think, 2 or 3 weeks lang lumabas na yung LMIA.
Yun nga ang sunod kong tanong, Ms. G. Akala ko baka kapag makaharap naman sila ng willing kumuha ng LMIA sa kanila as a home support worker or caregiver, baka matagal din, ganun din naman, di ba? Pero hindi, so it's faster.
It's faster, yeah. Okay. Actually, may influx ako ngayon ng LMI application for the caregiver. No, kahit hindi yun yung mga aplikante ko na sinabit last March 31st. So medyo maraming inquiries tayo dyan. And it's a good news nga, no, hindi siya kasama sa refusal to process. And even yung high wage category na refusal, hindi rin siya kasama ang caregiver. Even if it's under the low wage category of the LMIA, kayang i-process.
In short, exempted po ang caregiver dito sa mga restrictions ngayon sa kung sino pwedeng issuehan ng LAMIA. Kasi parang the other day, no, meron na namang bagong update yan. Tumaas na naman kasi, guys, ang threshold ng sweldo ng pwedeng pagbigyan ng LAMIA. But again, exempted ang healthcare workers dyan.
Oo. And apart from that then, merong mga category ng employer na exempted sila sa pagbabayad ng LMIA government fee, which is yung 1,000 Canadian dollars. So I would say siguro na help na rin sa mga aplikante na, because I know the feeling na matatapos yung permit mo, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
No? Probably I can help explaining to the employer. No? Kasi minsan sinasabi nila, ay, ano yan, mahal mag-process ng LMIA, it's more of the cost ang iniisip ng employer. Oo. So I can probably help in assessing the eligibility if it's really required.
Yeah. I think one concern kapag dating sa eligibility also is ang employer na willing mag-sponsor, may income requirement ba, Ms. G? Isa yan sa mga common questions. Kailangan ba may malaki ang sweldo? Parang ganon.
Yes, meron. Of course, kailangan i-assure talaga ng employer and of course ng Service Canada na may ability talaga ang employer to pay a foreign worker. So there is parang computation doon, na input mo doon ang magkano yung income or family income, and then meron din yung LICO or low income cut-off na applicable kung ilan yung family member, and then how much yung wage ng caregiver, and then it will show you if it turns out positive in computation, then you're eligible to apply for LMIA. Pag nag-negative siya, then sorry, cannot apply for LMIA. There is definitely an income requirement.
Okay. So yun guys, i-research nyo na lang yan. I think it is available naman sa IRCC website, yung eligibility requirements for potential employers kung sila ay willing naman mag-secure ng LAMIA sa inyo while you wait for your application dun sa main program ng caregiver. Okay. I guess that's it lang, no, Ms. G? Siguro naisip ko lang bigla ngayon.
Oo nga. Siguro dagdag ko rin kasi kailangan ko lang, LMIA lang. So kung kaya din ang budget, no, pwede kayo mag-transition to study permit. Oo, napakamahal. I know it's a very pricey, expensive pathway. Or yung spouse no, or common law partner nyo to be the student, and then kayo yung spousal open work permit holder. And kung hindi kayo eligible pa for a new work permit, you can apply to change your status to visitor.
Okay.
Ang pinaka-importante is you must stay in Canada legally while you're waiting for the result ng application nyo. But the disadvantage, of course, is kung magbe-visitor kayo, you cannot work.
Correct. Would it be a bad idea, Ms. G? Let's say, nawala na ng status, naubusan na ng oras, umuwi sila sa Pilipinas and then wait for their application update there o anumang progress?
That's a good question.
Hindi ako sure kung required kasi, no, ano ba yun, from in Canada, yung application or what? Pwede ba yun?
Ang kasi at the time of the application, you need to have in a worker status, no, or yung out of status, pero pumasok ka ng was it December 16, 2021 sa Canada, kahit wala kay status, you can apply. No, but there is no further instruction saying na okay, uuwi ako ng Pilipinas, for example. Will I deemed eligible? No, i-research natin yan.
Sige. Naisip ko lang naman, kasi what if hindi sila makahanap ng LAMIA employer, di ba? Wala. Tapos wala silang budget, kumbaga, sabihin mo na mag-visitor record, pero kung ayaw nila mag-visitor record dahil hindi sila makapagtrabaho, talagang maaaring mapauwi talaga sila, di ba? And wait for their application progress. Anyway, okay, yun lang naman, Miss G. At least, so, ayan na. I tried, guys. But the reality is, wala pa talagang masyadong movement, it turns out, from IRCC. But at least you have an idea on what you can do kung kayo ay medyo namang problema na sa kaiintay. So, yun lang naman. By the way, yung gumagapang po dyan sa baba, yan ang contact information ni Miss G. If you wanna get in touch with her, yung email po niya. GHB Immigration. Okay, Miss G, that's it. Thank you so much. And it was nice having you again. Guys, hindi lang po caregiver ang talk ni Miss G.
Yes. No, actually, Miss Ina, even on non-caregiver application, meron ding mga pumupunta sa atin, which is, of course, I'm very thankful.
Oo naman. Hindi lang ito sa caregiver. For Lamia, temporary foreign workers, students, okay, lahat yan kaya ni Miss G. Tulungan ko yun kung kailangan ninyo. So, yun lang. Okay. Miss G will end this episode here. Maraming salamat muli. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you.